Okay, a little different video today. This is gonna be my first YouTube video that is gonna be on my channel. This YouTube video used to be videos of me powerlifting. Recently rebranded, so my business name was Big 3 Media, but now it is Elevated Visions. I come from 5 years working in the fitness industry, and I am venturing out to work on more documentary type stories, outdoor stories, really anything with a story behind it. So I wanted to do kind of like a behind the scenes type video of the weekend that I had up in Sudbury, Ontario. I'm from the Toronto area, so it was about a 4.5 hour drive. And oh man, it was cold. It's winter here in Ontario, and up north, we were looking at like a negative 30 degrees. What is that in Fahrenheit? Give me one sec. So negative 30 degrees is negative 22 in Fahrenheit. So that's cold. All the behind the scenes footage that you're seeing is filmed on the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I got this camera because it is compact. It makes an awesome behind the scenes type camera. It's durable. It was good, and I could link my DJI like mics to it. So the story. So I met Calvin maybe about 2 years ago at a fitness conference. Now, he has been battling cancer for the last 2 years. He had a remission a couple months ago, maybe a year ago, and he's a hunter. He's into fitness, and so I reached out to him and wanted to ask him if he wanted to do a mini documentary, me following him around. We did a sit-down interview with him, and we were hunting a wolf this weekend. Last spring, he was able to hunt a black bear, and I hope that's going to happen again this spring coming up. But right now, he has 2 tags for a wolf, so that was the main objective this weekend. Sadly, we didn't get to shoot any wolves. That's hunting. That's 90%. Hunting is just patience. I wanted to go over kind of the equipment and kind of like what I learned from this. This would have been my first time shooting anything like outdoors in this type of elements. So I knew that I wanted to bring my Sony FX3. That's my main camera that I shoot on. So I brought that. I brought my Sony a7S III as a backup, and then I brought my photo camera, which is the a7R4. The lenses I brought my 24 Sigma lens. I brought my 50mm Sony lens 1.2, my Sony 35 1.4, and then I rented the 100 to 400 millimeter lens from VizTech in Mississauga. And I brought this like just in case, because you never know. I mean, up there we saw like a bunch of moose tracks, so we could have seen moose, we could have seen eagles, we could have seen foxes, we could have seen like anything. I was prepared to get photos, get video footage. So I usually rent my lenses from VizTech. I've been doing that for several years now. I rented that lens from it was Friday to a Monday, and it only cost me $80. So I think that's pretty good. Now, I brought all of my gear in a Flag Nor Fail backpack. It's their biggest backpack that they have. It's 50 liters, I think, and then I have a large camera cube that fits in the bag. I had that, and then I also had a kind of a bag that I have been putting my FX3 inside of that, just so I can keep it fully rigged out and I don't have to like take apart all of the parts. So I was hauling that thing. I had that on my back, and the bag kind of over my chest, and the snow that we were going through was up to my hips at some point, definitely up to my thighs. I'm 5'2". Calvin is 5'8", I think, and he was having a hard time too. We were trudging through the snow for about 600 meters through like the brush to get to the hide, to like our tent. And man, I mean, it was -30, but I was sweating by the time that we got in there. So lessons that I would have learned: you don't need as much gear as I brought. I would have brought maybe half of the gear with all the batteries, because obviously working in the cold, batteries drain. I didn't need all the lenses. I could have probably only gone away with one or like 2 camera bodies, so maybe my FX3 with my photo camera. Yeah, definitely half the gear that I brought would have been fine. But man, huge respect to all of the wildlife photographers and videographers out there. This was definitely an eye-opener for me. It was awesome. I loved it. So I was in the Canadian Forces for 4 years in the reserves, and this brought me back to that. Just with like the waking up early, we were up at 4 a.m., lugging all the gear, the just sitting and being patient. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Sadly, again, we didn't get to hunt anything or really see anything, but that is the way hunting goes. Not sure the final thing I'm going to do with this footage. Probably gonna wait for the bear hunt that's gonna happen in the spring. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of behind the scenes look at my first wildlife outdoor hunting experience. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting some of this footage on there as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'm going to be posting more on this YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that.